Welcome back, everyone. I'm back, I think. Checking, just making sure I'm still here. Been a long time since I posted any videos. Had to really do it because it just too much was going on. And the temperatures were in the hundreds. So it's been probably, I think, about 4 or 5 weeks since I did the last video. I have enough material like on the excavator for the finishing of all the rams, which I will be posting up here in the next couple days, and then also redoing some of the filters and high pressure bypasses on the excavator to get it working. But today I'm just going to let you know what was all going on, and I'm going to do that while I am out here with the heavy rescue truck, the Chevy with this snowplow blade. Guy wants to keep the truck, but he doesn't want the blade. Says if I can take it, I can have it. So I'm going to take off the blade, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. So while I'm be working while I'm talking, yeah, it's been like super hot, plus we've been very busy at Sparks Motors. One of the biggest things that came to be was the pontoon boat. You can check that out on the Heavy D Sparks channel, or I think he also did some of the stuff on some of his other channels and some other whatever. So anyway, I think I'm going to pull that out a little bit farther. It looked like the owner moved it out for me, but I am going to grab our toolbox and start taking it off. And then I'm going to move over there where it's in the shade and give you some more information on what's going on. So just to begin a timeline, after I put out my last video, did quite a bit more work on the excavator, and the temperatures here in Utah had gone up into the hundreds. So we were always floating between about 89 and about 105. And actually out in the parking lot at Sparks Motors, we get hotter than that, and out at the bottom of the mountain it would even get hotter there too. So I was trying to, get stuff together, getting the whole bottom depot all cleaned up. A lot of stuff to clean up, getting rid of stuff, keeping and finding a lot of little treasures that I thought might have been destroyed in the shop fire, but luckily a bunch of Dodge parts were not taken up there. So found a bunch of Dodge parts to fix some of the Dodge trucks, and been just cleaning up. And I've almost the excavator is working. It's slow, but it's working, and I've dug out quite a bit, but it still needs some work. I'm still thinking it's hydraulic pumps, but I'm not really sure about that. But I've done a lot of work, and you'll see that in probably there's two more episodes on the excavator, on that John Deere 890. So, and then I was working on that for probably 2 weeks after the last video, and then we started working on Sparks' big pontoon boat and the helicopter landing. Big project. I mean, we built basically that whole pontoon boat from scratch within the course of a month, and that's not ever building one before. And the last week of building on it, we were quite literally running 24 hours. I had stayed up all night long. I don't think I even got sleep several nights in a row. Maybe a couple hours of a nap here and there. But we had to pile on that and really get it going. And then we had to disassemble it and take it all the way down to Lake Powell, reassemble it. And it was hot down there too. We had a fun time down there with the helicopter. You can see all that on his channel, but it was a lot of work. And I found myself in the last 4 or 5 weeks getting dehydrated just working just way too much. And when I get to that point, it's like I just can't, like in the evening, get myself to start editing videos. Even though my videos are very simple, when you're exhausted, dehydrated, and it's taking you a couple hours to get the water back in your system, you're just not in a mood to do the video. So I just decided, hey, we have so much going on at Sparks. And I still got stuff working on the mountain. I just don't have time to do Sparks, the mountain, and get the videos out. So unfortunately, the videos were the ones that ended up being lagged behind. So that's basically what's happened the last 4 or 5 weeks. I will be getting those videos edited here in the next day or so. I will be posting this up hopefully this evening, because it's going to be very simple, just a couple clips. But I figured I would let everyone know, because I haven't been posting for a while. I would really like to do more, but there's just no way. There's only so many hours in a day, and also the temperatures. And right now, I think the temperature's probably running right around in high 90s, but we've got some rain, so the humidity's hot, so it's just muggy. So it's not that fun to be out here even right now. But I'm actually in the shade in the front here, looking at this blade and seeing what I need to take off this whole snowplow assembly. So looks like I just got a couple bolts there on either side and all the way up underneath. I'm not really too worried about that one bracket, since this is a Chevy and I'll probably be mounting this on a Dodge. I might end up just trying to cut that with the angle grinder. But if I'm going to cut it with the angle grinder, I definitely am not going to cut it here and start a fire. I'll have to pull it over into the parking lot there. So, all right, I am going to just clean this out here and see what we can do about starting to unbolt it. I guess the first thing I'm going to do is take off the wires. Looks like they plug in here, but I'm thinking of at least disconnecting the main wires in here, and the other harness goes around and then through the wall. So just got to take this wire off, that wire off, and a couple things, and see if we can pull this out and take the control wires out. Well, I've got to pull this wire back that way to the snow plow blades, but it is hooked in here. So I am going to very carefully with this GoPro try to see exactly where every wire goes. So when I go to put it back, I can put it back correctly. So I think that's good enough. I'm going to take this off and then pull the wires through. Well, I had to disconnect the wiring harness from these 3 wires down here, and I had to pull the wiring harness out going into the cab. So that's all back. It's all back together. So the only thing we have now is I've got some bolts on both the frame and under the frame, and we'll start on that next. So I've decided there's 2 bolts there, 2 bolts there. They have a bracket that goes up to the frame on the back. I don't know if I'll be taking that. Looks like it might be too difficult to get out. Not really needing it, but I do want this whole lower frame assembly. And once I get that off, I will probably unbolt this bolt and that bolt, and then take the blade assembly out, and then I will have to take the bolts on the front bumper off to get this upper assembly off. So I have 4 bolts there and 2 bolts here, so 6 bolts. I get these out, I can get the blade away from the truck, and that'll give me more space to work. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, and now this 4th one out. Try to take that nut off, but I can't get it off. So I just got this one right here, and this thing should come off. All right. Well, I didn't quite notice there is another bolt underneath on both sides. So that was 6 rather than 4. So you got to grab those off and then pull it forward. Been trying to get those lower bolts out and I can't get them to break free, but they have a way to unpin the bottom blade assembly, and with the other 4 bolts off I can pull this thing out now, get it out of the way and get it up underneath, and so it'll be easier for me to work. So this thing should just come, just start pulling out right there. There she is. Grab this side, give it a pull. All right, now I think the next thing I'll do, start working on that, and then I'll have to get back underneath and take care of those other 2 bolts after I get this off. Just be a little bit easier doing it that way. Well, finally I unbolted this assembly with the help of Tyler here, and he really helped me out by holding it while I was getting it off. But the bolts were like super hard, and I had to use the torch and be very careful that I didn't get the weeds caught on fire. So yeah, a lot of special thanks for Tyler.
Of course.
And totally awesome. I've just got to get off 2 more bolts underneath there, and then I'm gonna go grab a trailer, come back, throw these on, and we'll be done for the day. All right. Well, this is hopefully the last bolt. And I got to heat it up really good and then impact it off. All right. Okay, I got the piece off. This is what hooks in right here to the blade, and then that hooks onto the adapters that go to whatever vehicle. And on this Chevy, it goes up and it's a pain in the ass to get to. I would have to use an oxyacetylene to get up to those bolts, but I'm not going to be putting on a Chevy, and I would rather, these are already messed up a bit, I'd rather make my own brackets, because we can do a better job at Sparks Motors. Yeah. There we have it. I just brought them back here. I'm gonna stick them over in my little spot. Now you can see back there, that's the old loader that was next to that GMC. And we got that back over here, pulled the tree. Came with a tree. So that was pretty funny. And then we also picked up a Dodge pickup, an 80s. And it has a snowplow assembly on it right there, and that came from over there too. So it's pretty nice. Maybe if I'm lucky, it will be found at Mountain Fortress Labs soon. But I am simply going to unload, bring it over and put it over in my little spot, and call it a day. And if you notice now, the sun is disappearing. So my days are full. Today wasn't so bad because, like I said before, we've had some just day after day after day of 100+ temperatures. It's just been killing me. But now it's starting to cool down a little bit, and hopefully if we can keep it down to the lower 90s and at least in the 80s, I can do a lot more work, because if I get overheated, I just got to have a lot more rest. But as long as I don't get overheated, I can just keep working and working and working. So yeah, a lot of stuff has happened since my last video. We had issues with a near assassination of a presidential candidate. We had all these politics stuff going on, and I'm looking at that and it's just not good. So I just focus on getting everything ready so I can take care of me, my family, and my friends, you know, should anything happen. So Everyone out there, I mean, if you got projects you want to work, get on your projects, get them done, make it so that you can take care of your life yourself and not have to rely on everybody else, because we need to take more self-responsibility and do more things ourselves, be able to take care of our own selves and our friends and our neighborhoods. And I've tried not to put anything political on my channel. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus Christ. Save me. I will talk about God all the time, but I don't really like to talk about politics because so far it's not good. Either side, not good. So there's plenty of other channels and other people that talk about that, but it's awesome to be able to work on your own projects. And remember, the Lord is always in control and everything will work out. So thanks everyone. I guess I'm going to conclude this video, and it's actually a really nice temperature. I feel really good now. Last few 3-4 weeks about this time, I would be dead tired, going home, spending an hour trying to relax before I could even get something to eat, and then fall asleep. So everything's great. It's awesome. I thank everyone for watching. Sorry so long for this, for another video, but keep on watching, and I'll see you on the next video.